All right, so we are live now. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Everyone's excited.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's let some people come on. How is everyone doing, party people? Let's see. Hello, lovely individuals hopping on. We have not done a success story in a minute, so I'm excited about having another one. I finally got someone on my schedule, my very busy schedule, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. For those of you who may be new to my channel, because I know my page has brought in several thousand new followers, I like to do live interview success stories where I bring just real individuals who have had either my products, my coaching, or a combination of them, and allow them to share their testimony of what they did, how it worked, and just to motivate and inspire people and continue to add positive momentum into the community, that there are a lot of people who are out here getting success daily, minutely, and hourly. So if you guys are down for this little interview, definitely please like the video, share it out to your friends. We're going to have a good chat here for the next 30 minutes with my lovely, well, not my client, but my mother's client.
I was actually going to call you out on that one.
Yeah, not my client.
She's trying to take credit. You see this?
I'm not trying to take any credit.
She's trying to take my credit.
I can't take any credit, no. I'm excited to hear this story because I know my mother has... She's told me about you guys. We have a lot of sit-down talks at our family dinner about our clients, and we just pass around our stories. So you've definitely been brought up at the family table dinner a few times, and so I'm excited to get to hear it from you directly. So I'm just going to interview our wonderful client here, and we're just going to kind of move into it. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the chat below, and I'll pick out my favorite ones and ask her. So the first thing I want to just kind of start out with is understanding a little bit of when you found me, and then when exactly did you decide to get professional help, professional coaching, however you would want to categorize it?
So I guess I've been doing the whole law of assumption, manifestation. I really found it, probably last summer, if I were to put a date on it. And I found you probably around October, November of this, I guess of last year. But, sorry if I'm a little nervous. I forgot you said, but
no, it's okay. So I was just asking, yeah, you answered it perfectly. I was just asking, like, when did you find me, and then when did you decide to get personal coaching? So you found me in October, so that's a pretty decent amount of time. You found out I wasn't crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I tried to do it on my own for a while, and I was using your videos, and everything was obviously super helpful and everything, but I just couldn't quite get what I was wanting to do. And that's when I decided, probably around like May, I want to say, is to reach out for personal coaching. And it was the best decision of my life. So
I'm so happy to hear that. Well, let's clue everyone else in. What exactly were you manifesting when you came to us for personal coaching?
I was manifesting an SP,
okay.
And I had dated him back around last summer, and thought it was really, really serious. And then kind of out of nowhere, we broke up, and I was devastated. And so that's kind of when I found the whole law of assumption manifestation community. And, was working on techniques, doing affirmations and all sorts of things, the gamut of all of the different, everything that's out there, and all of the not influence, but you know what I mean, all of the coaches. And I was just looking at so much different material, and I was getting really frustrated with myself because I'm like, why can't I do this? I don't know. And that's around, so, fast forward, almost 9 months later, with not having any success really manifesting this particular SP back, I reached out to you and your mom, and got coaching with your mom, and everything seriously just did a complete 180. So I think I started coaching with her in May, if I'm remembering correctly. And we decided to first definitely work on the self-concept stuff. That's where she, just after hearing my story and just talking with me for a while, and really getting to know me, she decided that that's what I needed to work on the most at that point. And so she, took what I had told her, and she gave me my custom routine and affirmations, and I started working hardcore on it. And I want to say within like 2 weeks, maybe 3 tops, like everything started turning around. Like I was getting, like, I was feeling so good about myself. I was feeling super confident. I was having just, feeling just really good. And all of a sudden, like all of these crazy, like just all of these like ex-boyfriends and new people started coming out of the woodwork, and I was getting compliments left and right. It was just like, it was so surreal. It was like, holy crap. Like, this is crazy how, like, when you do start like working on yourself, that's when the real change happens. And so after that, I got back in contact with her mom, and just, told her about all of the success I was having, and just all the change in, change in mindset and everything. And that's when she decided it was time to kind of help me move forward in my routine, and start doing the specific person routine, adding those affirmations in. And again, like within probably like a week, after doing them for a week, I was feeling super confident and feeling like, yeah, man, like, this is it. He's going to come in. And out of nowhere, I didn't end up manifesting in that particular SP that I was originally trying for, but I ended up finding like someone so much better. He is so amazing, and it just kind of happened out of nowhere. Like it was a total shock and surprise to me, but so like for the last month, he and I have been on this just amazing journey together. I know that doesn't sound like it's very long, but like we're really, really happy.
That's good.
And it's been really magical.
So what made you feel like in this process and situation, because this happens a lot, it happens more frequently than what some people would like to admit. Now, when we go through the process of completely restoring our self-concept, which you were already getting movement, like complete 180 movement in 2 weeks, like 14 days is nothing. And if people would just listen to my method and just honestly take a shot at it, because at this point in time, so many people are years behind that why wouldn't they at least take a shot for 14 days? Yeah. But seriously, some people are still skeptical. So I'm just trying to convert them one by one, apparently. One at a time. We'll see how it goes. But what I want to ask here is that obviously with your new person, you're so much more happier and you're so much more fulfilled. Did you feel any sense of loss regarding like the original SP? Because what I think where I'm going with this question is a lot of people sometimes they don't get their SP not because it was actually impossible, but because in the process of loving themselves, repairing their self-concept and knowing that they are the prize, they just actually get someone who is actually at a baseline at day one 100 times better. So now they no longer feel incentivized to go back and double down and revise SP, because it's kind of like you're already getting a ready-made man and a man who's already 10 times the man. And so now it's like, I don't really feel like going back and doing that. Like, this is already a perfect thing. So why do I want to go back and do that? Did you have any sense of remorse or regret? And did you move through that? Or were you just really, really happy with what you had?
I didn't feel a sense of loss. I didn't feel a sense of regret. It felt odd to me at first, because it was like, well, wow, I spent all this time like, affirming and doing, all of this work for this one person. And then like, all of a sudden this new person who's like so much better, like came in. It felt odd to me at first, but like not like, I obviously know like I'm so much happier and in such a better place now with him than I ever would have been with this other guy. So if that makes any sense.
I know what you mean.
So
I know
I
what
didn't
you
feel
mean.
any loss or regret, but I just feel, I mean, it just felt a little weird at first, but not in a bad way.
I think you told me that also when you had when you messaged me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of people, surprisingly enough, do lose infatuation with their SP on an SP journey. And if any of you guys have any questions for her, definitely please, leave it down in the chat and I'll ask her. But just to go on a little bit of a teaching moment rampage here and now, one of the reasons why people disconnect from their SP in the process of manifesting them back is simply because of the fact that, one, when they know that another person, like I said already, is 10 times better, they don't feel incentivized to go back. But two, a lot of times the reason why someone wants a specific person is it's usually due to some type of trauma bond. The reason we have an infatuation with someone is because they've wounded us in a particular manner that's putting us into people-pleasing mode. And so as an example, we always attract certain people, places, or situations that mirror to us where we are in our own journey. And so as an example, if you're only attracting players, if you're only attracting people who cheat, if you're only attracting whatever it may be, at the end of the day, we attract, like I said, people, places, and situations, and people and their level of healedness based on where we also are. So I'll give you an example. Your subconscious beliefs determine your state and your energetic sphere. Give you an example. Now let's pretend I'm lumping us all in the same category. We all have the most 3 popular subconscious limiting beliefs. I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not chosen. So that's everyone's baseline. What will happen is because that's part of our state, that's part of our subconscious, that's now also part of our energetic sphere. And because we are human magnets, we will attract people romantically, and we will get an infatuation for people like how you see in the cartoons with hearts in our eyes for individuals who can then mirror back to us our own wounds. So that way, in a bizarre way, we're being validated by not being validated. Now, I'm going to break that down even more here and now. Let's say I have a crush on John. John is literally in a situation where he's ghosting me. He's not giving me the type of priority or princess treatment or whatever it is that I'm after, and he's definitely not giving me commitment. Because I know within myself that I am unworthy,
not chosen,
not good enough. And not good enough. What will happen is the 3D manifestation of how John behaves, he will engage in certain types of behaviors or events that will trigger my wounds. But when I heal those wounds, my infatuation and the rose-colored glasses and the hearts in my eyes dissolve. And now I'm able to see John for who John is. Before I did that, before I worked on the process of healing that trauma bond, basically I was seeing them in a very infatuated, hyper infatuated state, because every time he would go in and out, or hot and cold, or text me and not text me, or give me attention and then withdraw, basically I would start to go into people pleasing mode, and I would start to maybe perform, and I would start to overexert, and I would start to show him my worthiness, start to overgive, start to overcare, start to overlove, start to overextend, start to overcompensate. Why? Because John is showing me that I am unworthy. And so in a weird way, I'm being validated by not being validated, because what he is bringing up within me is something I know to be true about myself based on how my past relationships played out. Is this making sense? Even for you, is this what you feel happened with you also as it pertains to that?
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. 100%.
Yeah. A lot of times that's what ends up happening. We think that we want them, and it's not to say that some people don't want them. There's a lot of people who continue to persist despite the situation. They go back and they revise how they see them again and again until they show up. But basically at the end of the day, it's all up to you. It's all up to you. Your self-concept has to come first, and in majority of people's instances, that does solve 95% of the issues, because especially among women, the number one problem is self-concept. The number one problem is the trauma bond. The number one problem is like us feeling inherently worthy. And the problem is they can never give that to us. Because even if a man comes to you and says like, you're loved, like, I love you, I care about you, you're so special. If you don't know that about yourself, you will always find a way to self-sabotage that relationship. Whether it's through excessive prying, whether it's through your own hot and cold behavior or pushing someone else away, you will never be prepared for a relationship until your subconscious mind is prepared for the relationship. And that's the deeper foundational work that this page is all about. And that's why when you fixed your subconscious, everything came flooding in, which I still can't get over 14 days. That's so soon to get that validation. That must have been so healing.
It was an amazing, like, I can't even describe how amazing it was. Yeah.
I mean, it probably felt like, oh gosh, it probably felt like a million different feelings. I love that. So in the process and in this situation, what do you feel like helped you the most to transform you from where your day one was? Or how about we start here? Where was a little bit of your day one? Where were you mentally, and where did you eventually reach in this transformation?
By the time I got to your mom, I had really tried focusing with the, trying to fix that self-concept already, just because I knew, like, for a while it was really kind of in the gutter. Like, I'm being 100% honest. It was not great. And, so I'd already kind of started that transformation of just, like, trying to lift myself out of that. But I just didn't know, like, the right way how to all the way, if that makes any sense. So,
no, it does.
So, like, from day one, I was pretty much, like, at a solid, like you do, on a 0 to 10 or 1 to 10, number line there. But, like, I was probably at a solid 6, I would say. But really, like, after talking to your mom, I just put my nose to the grind and just, I worked at it. Like, there were some days that I was just like, man, like, I don't feel it. Like,
yeah,
I'm, like, everybody has good and bad days and ups and downs. So, there was definitely some of that, but, it really was just making myself do it. Like, I have to follow through with this. Like, this is important to me.
Yeah.
And, that's when I really, like, I think that's why it was so quick for me, because it was, like, I really put the focus and the dedication into it.
Yeah.
And, made myself do it. So,
yeah. A lot of people just need to practice discipline. I say that all the time, and follow through. Because too often in the manifestation community, with the utmost amount of respect for them, a lot of them, if they could just develop discipline, they could probably facilitate their own results. But a lot of the times also out there, I do also take into consideration that even the 9 months you spent independently on your own, trying to be your own coach, trying to sift through coaches, trying to go through probably 200, 300 different videos and piece it together. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know, maybe they could with discipline alone, but a lot of times, like, sometimes there's a misinformation, miseducation, lack of support, lack of a proper plan. What do you feel like was the defining factor that really helped you get pushed over the edge, that made personal coaching, like, worth it to you?
Just I loved how it was personalized towards me.
Yeah.
Like, having your mom, she really listened to what I was talking with her about and my personal situation. And then, her taking that and making it just a personalized plan for me. Having that put in front of me and having that extra kick in the pants, and to get going with it. Yeah. That's what I needed. And, I'll be honest, there was a couple times where I reached out to her and was like, hey, like, I'm having a really hard time. Like, and I don't know what to do. And she was on it. She was like, hey, well, if you're not going to push through with this, then you're just going to get what you're going to get. So she kind of helped keep me on the straight and narrow, which I personally, is, for me as a person, need that sometimes. So, that's our whole great,
family. That's the straight and narrow that we all put our people on. If anybody wants a
kick in the pants, you just let me know. I'm your person.
Yeah, that's that straight and narrow that we all really need to be on, if I'm honest. Yeah, I love that. So at the end of the day, it came to the plan, it came to the support. A lot of, that makes a lot of sense because a lot of reasons why, and I'm also just trying to think through it because now I feel like I'm contradicting my own statement. So I'm going to retract it, that discipline alone can get you there because this community can be kind of wild sometimes with the different information out there. But I guess I can say that the number one reason why a lot of people do go to a professional to seek out help is because of factors such as I need support. I need someone to sit me down, hear my answer, like how she said in the beginning, hear my situation, hear my problems, hear my circumstances, and say, this is what we're going to do for step 1. This is what we're going to do for step 2. This is what we're going to do for step 3. This is what we're going to do for step 4. And then to have the support to lean on. I think the number one reason why anyone pays us any amount of money to begin with is because of the support that we offer. Did she have texting?
She did not have texting.
Oh, she had calls only.
She had calls only, but if she reached out, if she had a problem, she would text me. And I would just give her a little boost and I'd be like, let's take a call. You know what I mean?
No, and that support is super helpful because a lot of times what people just need more than anything else is they need re-encouragement.
Yeah.
They also need some redirection sometimes because a lot of times there's people also that may just find me for a week, hop into coaching. And I'll give you an example, like they're not even aware of maybe what a purge is. They're not even aware of why like sometimes opposite manifestations occur. They're not aware of like what to do in certain situations. And unless you decide to like become your own coach and therefore then spend thousands of dollars to buy your own teacher courses and go down that route, it's kind of like this. You either pay the money to become a coach or you pay the money to get coaching. I think those are the options, really. Okay, so we have a question here that said, because I think some people, they got a little bit confused by the ending of the story. So what they're asking is there any type of anything that's gone on with your SP or what happened with your SP? I know you said right now you're in a brand new relationship and that has been better, 10 times better than where your other one would have been. But did anything end up occurring with your old SP or did you just kind of give up on that manner?
Nothing ended up happening with the old SP.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny because like I see like, I'm we had mutual friends. And so it's like I see and hear about him sometimes. And it's like, well, he's not doing great. It's just like, well, and it's like, I mean, it's just not that I wish harm on him, obviously, but you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't, but no, nothing did happen with him.
Yeah. And that's normal. I mean, sometimes when we're working on self-concept and then when we don't have a fully changed vision of our SP, the SP is really not going to end up coming back unless she sits down and then starts to focus her mind while she already has a whole man to shift how she sees another man. Usually people are they're really happy where they are. So I want to hear a little bit of details about this new guy. How amazing is he? Tell us why he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Tell us all those fun, yummy, juicy details.
I don't even know where to start. He's just everything cute. I could have ever wished for.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's very kind. He's sweet. He's, first and foremost, he's super honest and like he knows how to communicate, which is, let's be honest, not a very common thing sometimes these days. But, he's supportive and, he knew coming in that, I'm a single mom of 2 and, he came into it just, with open arms. He's not only great with me, but he's great with my kids.
That's so sweet.
He's funny. He makes me laugh. He plans, amazing things for us to do. A lot of the times he'll make sure to include my kids in it as well, which means a lot to me and to them as well. But he's just, like I said, I can't even describe it. He's just everything.
Yeah.
We actually just went away last weekend to Monterey, which was amazing, just the 2 of us. So it's just been amazing. Every day is something new and exciting, and it's everything I could have ever hoped for.
Yeah, I really, really love that because at the end of the day, that's what matters is that you are happy. And right now I can just hear like you're gushing and it just makes me so happy. I just love. Just love. And it's just amazing. Well, let me tell you this. I think, our people on the live, they just love your story, and I don't think they have a lot of questions. If anything, they're asking more personal questions. So, and I want to keep this about you and not turn it into a coaching lecture. So let me ask you this to kind of allow us to tie this up with a pretty red bow. What are any pieces of advice that you like, what is your advice to them?
First and foremost, go with Persis or her mom or dad. You know, they are amazing people, all of them. So definitely, like, if you're even remotely unsure about coaching, go for it. It is so worth it. You know, you won't regret it. You know, and then if you do, you know, when you do, put your nose to the grind, you know, just dedicate yourself to what you're wanting and to what you're working for, and you will see results. You will, you know, you'll stim pretty quickly.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, just if you have any question or if you're you know, on the fence about it, don't hesitate, go for the coaching. You know, I can't say enough about how wonderful my experience with it was. So, I 5-star review. Absolutely. 10 out of 10.
Well, that's good. That's good to know.
All of them are amazing people, and you know, you won't be sorry that you signed up with them.
That's so nice. Well, I think now that I've kind of asked that question, now we have 2 more, I guess, in the end questions. So I'll read these off to you real quick to see what your piece of, you know, one of them is an information question more so. They are curious about, how did you end up meeting this new guy?
He was my son's soccer coach.
Aww, that's so cute. That's so
nice.
cute.
Yeah.
I love that. That's adorable. Okay, and then our last question here is that, how did you practice living in the end? So some people live in the end and they also practice the art of letting go. I don't know if you had a specific technique for that, or what helped you to live in the end, or I guess you can say just focus on the end prize. What are some pieces or tips or pieces of advice that you would have?
You know, that to me, before like hooking up with coaching with you guys, that was hard for me, living in the end and seeing the whole end result. That was difficult for me for sure. But I think the more and more like repetition that I put in, and the more that I did it, and the more that I just focused on like, hey, this is the end result that I want. This is, you know, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
It became easier to see myself in that, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. But I think just the more that you get yourself into it, and the more that you immerse yourself in it, that's what helped me personally. But you know, so just I'm the type of person that I need that repetition and to do it over and over and over and over again. So that's what helped me. I mean, everybody's different, but that's what I would say. The more that you immerse yourself in it and really just like focus on your goal, that's what's going to get you there.
And I want to add a piggyback to that, because remember, if for those of you who've been there since the beginning, she mentioned that in the beginning she was trying to do it independently for, I think, around 9 months, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Before you started to get coaching, and then saw movement in 14 days already. But when it came to that process, the point I'm making here is that notice the words of what she said, because as a coach, that's what's going off in my brain. She was trying to piece things together on her own. She came into coaching. She put her nose to the grinder, which is what she's advising you guys to do as well. And she did the work. And with the exact plan that we lay out, we also do give advice and full write-ups. Like if someone were to see my coaching plan, it's about 5 pages long. Just simply also because of the fact of like, there's so much written up explanation. Nobody could possibly get off of a coaching call and get a plan with me and say they don't know what to do, because it's almost annoyingly long that of how much they have to read. They're like, oh, I thought I was going to get a couple of affirmations. I was like, that's cute. No, I'm much more thorough than that. I even used to send them documents of like prefaced pieces of information and pro tips on how to succeed. So there's a lot of also private techniques that our personal clients get on how to get them into that end state, and how to, a lot of times the best thing in order to get to the end, the reason why so many people can't live in the end is because they've barely practiced being in the end like 5 times. And this goes back to my famous Arnold Schwarzenegger analogy that so often people take, this is just like a lipstick here, but let's pretend it's a dumbbell. So often for their whole lives before meeting me, they do like bicep curl after bicep curl after bicep curl like a gym bro, and we're just building our biceps here, and we're just getting this huge upper body, bro. And we're practicing the old story representative of my right arm here, and my right bicep morphs into like the bicep of Arnold Schwarzenegger. And if I was to switch it over to my left hand side being my new story, you've barely practiced this like 4 times. And so a lot of the reason why people can't live in the end is, one, because they haven't even put in the amount of repetitions for it to even feel real. And then what's the second complaint when someone tries to practice? It doesn't feel real. And it's like, no joke, you've done 3 curls here and 1,476 with this one. Like, why don't we try to get even biceps before we start to bring objections? I tell people all the time, I said, until you have even biceps, you can't complain.
That's a good analogy.
You're not allowed to complain until you have even biceps. We need even biceps, and then you bring me your complaints. Because a lot of times, in the words of the great philosopher Jay-Z, your 99 problems can be solved by just doing the repetition a lot of the times. And I'm not talking about repetition in a vain way or in a robotic way, because I don't really enjoy that type of repetition, nor do I think it's healthy or good. I really prefer internalization and embodiment of it, because that's the thing that's really going to heal the depths of your heart, your soul, your trauma bond, and all the things that we touched on here today. I don't want anyone to ever do something in a vain or superficial type of way, because you should have the standard of wanting to feel good for you, not just to like do something to get something. That was a mouthful. Oh my goodness. I love all of this. Well, tell me, my love, is there anything else you'd like to add to this situation at all?
No, not that I can think of. Just about how eternally thankful and grateful I am for both of you, and how much help you've given me. And I'm always going to be indebted to you. Thank you.
Listen, I'm very happy. This is why we do this. We are so happy to see these types of results and to literally see people transform right in front of us. A lot of times, coaching is just what people need to just finally push through that plateau and to get to what you want. I'm so happy. So I want to recap this last quick bit, and I'll let you go. So I want to just reiterate this to people. So when you and SP were trying to get together, that was a total period of time of what amount actually was it probably, like you said, 9 months or a year?
9 months.
Okay.
Probably about 9 months.
Okay.
Yeah, around 9
about 9 months. And then when you started working with my mom and you manifested love, how much time frame was that?
Let's
1 month?
I think
2 months?
Probably about a month, maybe a month and a half if tops, but yeah.
So
about a month.
Got it. So where I'm closing with when it comes to this interview here is 9 months she was doing something on her own and not really getting anywhere. She collapsed 9 months of time into 1 month.
Or a month and a half.
Or a month and a half. We'll take a month and a half even. I'll take the longer period of time to make the haters feel good about themselves. So 9 months into 6 weeks. Do you see how fast things can change when things are just catered directly towards you? And you have all those yummy, juicy, delicious details and just plans and essays of things to go through.
We're going on vacations. We're living the best life of our life.
We're making out with this kid's soccer coach. We're doing great things. We're doing great things here, people.
So happy for you.
I'm changing the world, dang it.
Yes, we are.
Gosh.
Yes, you are.
You got to put some respect on my name.
Absolutely.
Oh my
And
God.
if anyone else if you need any other backup help, man, you call me. I'm down to
Excellent.
You're
Excellent.
amazing.
Perfect. I need bodyguards all the time. Oh my goodness. Well, I love this story very much. I appreciate you taking some time out of your evening to talk to me, and I will let you go. I will give you over to Madre, and I will address the people over here, and you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Persis. You too.
All right, my loves. So, how was that? How do we feel? I feel like some people asked some questions, but they were a lot of personal coaching questions. And in the middle of interviewing someone, I just found that to be rude. So I wasn't going to answer personal coaching questions while someone's literally talking about their success. Karen, how can I inquire on one-on-one? The link is in the bio. You can book an information call. Right now we have personal coaching as well as Manifestation University going on, and that can be incredibly helpful. But this specific woman on this call had coaching with Kim and Sam. When you book on the website, depending on what slot you book, you'll be placed with your coach and you can get started. How do I join that? The link is right in the bio for sure.
We just want people getting success.
And that's what we're getting.
Exactly.
I'm afraid that if I only focus on my self-concept, my SP would find someone else. But think of it this way, Cecilia. You're probably focusing on your SP, and he's still not with you. I'm just being completely frank and just shooting straight, not trying to be rude, not trying to be mean or anything like that. The strategy you're using now is not working. It's not working, it's not getting you anywhere, and it's not helping you in any manner. So this woman came in, and in 14 days, she already saw 180 movements across different areas of her life with people treating her better and just different high quality individuals coming about. Right now, you have no control over what your SP does by you continuing to focus on SP affirmations. And SP affirmations are not even something that you always need to do to get an SP back. It's one of the most common myths out there, and it's the only one that I have severely debunked. I have another girl in Manifestation University who has not even said a single SP affirmation, and she's already reconciled with her person in 10 days.
Look at that. It's amazing.
You don't need SP affirmations for every single person. It really is dependent on once we diagnose your situation, once we hear your problems and issues, we will break down whether you do need both. But in either or situation, a big reason why some people, you're good. Why some people don't need SP affirmations is because 99% of individuals had insecurities, self-concept issues, and just identity problems and trauma they had to heal. That when you heal the core, you completely heal your entire sense of being. So imagine you getting your knee busted open, you falling on the concrete and busting your knee open. You doing SP affirmations is like putting a Band-Aid on your elbow. It's nowhere near the problem area, and it's not going to heal your knee. Is this making sense? Is this making sense, my party people? When you work on the area that you actually need help in, the rest of your life shifts. Too often, people are working on areas they think are the problem, but because they don't actually have like coaching eyes, they don't really see that like that's not actually the problem. Like people see SP's the problem because SP's not here, and so they're self-diagnosing like how people do on WebMD. This is why we pay doctors, so you do not pay WebMD. And so a big part of the issue is a lot of people are thinking certain things are the problem. Well, SP is gone, so I need to say SP affirmations. But you don't want to ask yourself why SP left. Why did SP leave? The reason why SP probably left was because we had subconscious underlying beliefs, trauma from our past relationships, and stories that we have said to ourselves 100 times over, or being shown or proven by other individuals that we are not worthy, that we are not good enough, that we are not special, that we are not chosen, that we are not desired, that we are not wanted. That life doesn't work out for us, that love doesn't work out for us, that good things can't happen to us, that life cannot be easy. And so there's so many different multifaceted, like a Rubik's Cube pieces that come together in order for you to problem solve it. And what you're doing with a coach is you're saying, solve my Rubik's Cube. And I look at it and I'm like, done. Because a lot of times people don't have the perspective, especially when their situation, to use my lipstick again, when their situation is about yay close to them, it's very hard to see or think clearly. When you give your situation to an independent outlier source and say, can you look at this and tell me what's wrong? A lot of times they can see it with 100% more clarity than you would ever be able to see it. Is this making sense once again? Oh, I feel like I have something in my teeth. What if my self-concept is good? I think highly of myself, but still can't get my manifestation. Well, like I said before, there can be a multifaceted amount of different reasons. A lot of times, if your issue is not self-concept, it's then how you see the desire for sure. Because there's really only two main pillars. There can be 3 or 4, but the two main pillars is either how you see yourself or how you see the object of your desire. I can know that I am 100 out of 10. And I can simultaneously know that men are trash, that women are trash, that men cheat, that women lie, that men steal, that women abuse. I can know them both at the same time. I can know simultaneously that I'm a catch and that he's never going to change. So a lot of times if it's not a problem with you, it's a problem with how you see or perceive them. And a lot of times that's the harder one to change. And that requires a lot more personalized, customized help to get all those problems and techniques that we give to our clients, because it is a very specific stepwise process. You have to go through certain levels of forgiveness. You have to go through certain levels of healing to be able to get back the correct version. And for those of you who may be new here, I'm going to repurpose this upload onto my YouTube channel by the same name, Manifest with Persis. But if you go there now or after this video, there is a playlist called the Success Story Playlist on Manifest with Persis, my YouTube page, where you can also see individuals who persisted and got the actual SP within 21 days, individuals who persisted and got the SP within 45 days and got proposed to, individuals who have done crazy, amazing, wonderful things together. Individuals who have manifested $80,000 in 21 days, individuals who have had IRS debt forgiven, individuals who have manifested houses, who have manifested their cancer away, their HIV away, crazy, crazy, crazy things. And it's just here to be a motivation that things don't have to be difficult. Things don't have to take a long time. A lot of times what's needed is someone to sit down and hear your issues and say, I hear you. I feel you, but this is the roadmap we're going to use to get out. Because the likelihood that something is going to change with what you're doing right now, what we've learned is that when you do things independently on your own, while it can be good and while some people can get results in that manner. Did you do an interview with the $3 billion guy? Yes. So that is my guy who's also in Manifestation University. I had a gentleman come into my world and off my free teachings alone, which shows the potency, proficiency, depth, quality of my teachings. Off my free teachings alone, this man never even spoke to my face. He manifested $3 billion in crypto. His video is also up on the YouTube page, where this one will be as well. And it's all elegantly put in that playlist. So you can definitely see his interview. He did 30 days for money. And in that same 30 days, he also got his woman back, despite him getting another woman pregnant. So if any woman knows what it would feel like to maybe be in his SP's shoes, can you imagine how difficult it might be for a man to overcome the mental limitations of, I got another woman pregnant, how am I going to manifest my SP back? And for any disclaimer, not that it may be anyone's concern, as any part of a disclaimer, this is not when they were together. They were fully broken up. He was seeing another person. And during that period of time, things just became like a little bit serious. But at the end of the day, he still got his SP back despite that circumstance. So any woman who knows she would be so wildly protective over her man, if he can do that with his female SP, what I'm trying to say is your circumstances don't mean nothing here. Okay, just like The Rock, you're going to lay the smack down on their candy, you know what's, okay? You're going to lay the smack down on it. I love all this information here. I'm in her university and coaching, 100% recommend. Love it. Love it. We have a coaching call tomorrow for those who want to join university last minute. Any thoughts on what to do when you have trauma like OCD and it takes over your thinking? I have worked with individuals who have struggled with mental health. In 21 days, they didn't have mental health issues. I'm not saying that to diminish mental health as a whole, but she was a war veteran. She had severe CPTSD, which took me a long time to say, but I figured it out. Severe CPTSD, as she was a war vet. She came to me. She was the one that got $60,000, a new man, and her loan forgiven in 3 weeks. Imagine, and her CPTSD cured. Imagine what you can do. Imagine the results you're sleeping on. None of these things took a year. Notice how I never said a time frame more than 45 days. Some of y'all been manifesting for years. And you still keep standing on that hill. One day you're going to come. I'm not really concerned. One day you're going to come. I'm not really concerned. You're going to break one day. I'm just going to be here waiting for you. All I recommend is do not do it when you've already given up hope, because then the coaching won't work. You need at least an open mind and you need discipline. Otherwise, I'm not a miracle worker. I'm here to point you on your roadmap, but I can't go inside your brain and I cannot change your assumptions for you. If Neville Goddard rose from the dead right now and was resurrected and became a coach that wanted to charge money, he could not also go into your subconscious mind and he could also not change your assumptions. What coaches do is we point you out your greatness. We connect you back to your truth. We rebuild your self-esteem. Some of us do. We rebuild your identity. We craft it. We give you our highly most potent, effective tools in our tool belt that are not shared here publicly. And we support you throughout your process, throughout your coaching package from day one until our end. And our goal and our mission is to give you as much amount of support throughout the entire process, so that way you feel more comfortable, confident, and willing and able and open to change. Because if your mind is not even open to change, it's not going to work. If you don't even believe that it's possible to change your circumstance, you need to sit down and have a good cold shower and a good long look in the mirror and say, why am I sitting here torturing myself? For what reason? For what reason exactly? Either I believe in it or either I don't. Either the door is open or either the door is closed. It's not both things at the same time. Either the light is on or either the light is off. It is not both things at the same time. Either you're in or either you're out. Either you believe or either you don't. And a lot of times people need to at least have self-belief to go forward. Why are you a coach? Do you have testimonials? How much is a session? Lots of questions. I just had a live testimonial, so it's really unfortunate for you. I literally just interviewed a success story if you missed that. Why are you a coach? Because I was really frustrated with the community as a whole. I came into this community when only delusional manifesting was taught, and I paved a new way for how coaching can be done. I received 0 results after 2 to 3 years of independent self-study, watching a lot of what people would deem to be the greatest manifestation coaches on YouTube, and they got me nowhere. I don't say this to dock the coaches, but I say that to say that there was only one style of coaching being taught, and that was delusional affirming, robotic affirming. No matter how much I affirmed, I didn't get anything though. So at the end of the day, I think my biggest reason and motivation for becoming a coach is because no other coach was capable of putting out quality material that could actually help me yield results. And after years of applying what they were saying and getting nowhere, I decided to become my own coach. I decided to go on my own personal journey to learn about the law of manifestation, to invest tens of thousands of dollars into coaching, to become the best at what I do, to learn neuroscience, to learn how brain chemistry works, how to create neural pathways, and how to literally rewire your brain for success so manifestation becomes easy and your brain works for you and you don't work for it. I'm someone who's wildly passionate about seeing people win, about making a good change for individuals, and about helping them rebuild their self-esteem. So a lot of reasons of why I'm a coach is because I became what this community did not have. I became what this community did not have. I gave them a voice and a space to express their overthinking, but to also give them reassurance. I created coaching programs and packages that gave wild support that no other coach was crazy enough to offer. Like, I allow people to text me on my phone, on my personal phone, and ask me as many questions. I don't do 5 coaching emails. I do unlimited messaging. That's what I do because I'm silly like that. And I like to give people the support that I never had. Just because I suffered doesn't mean that everyone else should suffer. I would like to be the change that I would wish to see in this community and actually really fundamentally help people because I'm passionate about helping people. At the end of the day, if someone doesn't get results by the end of it, I take it very personally. In some instances, a lot of times, it's not because I wasn't able to give the maximum amount of effort. It's because the other person wasn't ready to move their assumptions is what I'll say. But that is very rare. My coaching is more costly than others, and that's because of the quality of it, the level of education I have, and the caliber of results that I've facilitated. So I am very, very, very overqualified despite only being 1 year in this industry. And I plan on making a lot of changes in it. I plan on being a pioneer for really, really, really changing the game as it pertains to manifestation. When it comes to my university, when it comes to my personal coaching, I don't know how to give less. I don't know how to send people 4 affirmations and tell them to have a good day. My personal coaching plan alone is probably 5 pages long. And it has approximately like 18 to 20 questions or 18 to 20 affirmations within it. So I do everything at the max level because that's just my personality. If I have knowledge, I feel like it's wrong to not give it to my clients. So because I'm not a half giver, I'm a full giver. People pay a higher premium price because I go all out for them. And so, yeah, that's kind of how that works. Do negative thoughts manifest? They can. It's not really your thoughts manifest, it's your dominant assumptions and your state of being attracts, certain things into your life. If we can't afford coaching, how about the journal? The journal is an amazing resource for those of you on like more of a college student budget or anything like that. Or just like you desire to learn more about my products, a really great product to start with is in the link in my bio. It is the Law of Assumption 90-day journal to success. And that is linked there. I think it's around $25. It's on sale on Amazon right now. There's the regular and extended version. It has the preliminary pieces and making of my manifestation equation, which is what helped people manifest money into billions, help people manifest money into millions, help people get their SP back. And it's the foundational teaching of my work, whether it's in MU or personal coaching. Why weren't you able to manifest when you first started? Because the quality of the teachings that were out did not suit my overthinking brain. I cannot be delusional, and that's the only type of teachings that were being taught at that time. That's why I couldn't. As an example, I distinctively remember, because honestly it traumatized me, one of the videos. So the extended one has more scientific explanations, but both of them are pretty similar. The only difference is the extended one has more explanation than the regular one. So So if you like more explanation, you can do extended. If you want to try regular and then get another one for a friend, you can do that as well. So sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, why wasn't I able to manifest when I first started? Because I don't do delusional affirming. And where I was going at is there was a video that traumatized me a long, long time ago where the girl was like, if somebody was like, she got a question from someone and she was like, you guys, I don't know. She was kind of like, I don't know. I don't remember honestly in that video. So don't quote me, but I think the creator was a little bit frustrated because she was reading out questions. I don't even remember. A lot of my subconscious mind has blocked this out from trauma itself, but I think she was reading out questions, maybe, hopefully. And she was just, kind of a little bit irritated, I think. And she was giving advice on how to get your SP to text you. And so she was like, just say, in this like really irritated manner, just say, my SP is texting me. My SP is texting me. Oh my gosh, he loves texting me. He texts me all the time. All he ever does is text me. Like, why is he so obsessed with me? And I'm like, I'm just looking at this video and I'm just like, kill me now. Kill me now. Because no part of me and no part of my brain or subconscious is convinced by me sitting here and saying, he's texting me, he's obsessed with me, he loves me. And so I just knew it was game over. And for 2 years, I got nothing. I got nothing out of delusional manifestation because it just doesn't work for me. That's my statement. That's my plea. That's my plea to the journey, or to the jury. Sorry, my words are getting mumbled. I've had such a long day and so many calls. So I'm a little scatterbrained. I apologize. Testimonial on the journey. Oh boy, testimonial on the journal, if that's okay. Yeah, so everyone who buys the journal, who leaves a 5-star rating, I'm giving an incentive to them where if you screenshot me your 5-star rating, I give you an ability to buy private programs that are no longer available for purchase, that are as little as I believe $40, which were my formative programs that really put me on the map in the community. And so if you do get the journal, there is a little bit more of an incentive. And if you want to leave any kind words about it, I'm always very grateful to hear all your wonderful feedback on all the love and the support that I put into it. Even if you guys go read the testimonials yourself, they're wonderful. You're a great person, Persis. Thank you. I've got some success stories. Ooh, yay. Oh, it's not that creator, Cecilia. But that creator hates my guts. That creator hates my guts. She once said that I was creating burner accounts to stalk her, but I don't even know who she is until she came on my page and left a nasty remark. Completely unwarranted, by the way. You're the best, coach. I have lots of birds before landing. The journal is amazing. I love that. Awesome. All right. Well, I hope you guys have had an amazing time here with me today, and this has been really helpful. As always, if you guys want one little recap right here, at the end of the day, what I want you to focus on more than anything else is to try to work on your areas of deficiency and make it into your strengths. If that's the one golden piece of advice, try to do that. You may not know where your areas of deficiency are, so it's kind of hard. But if you want to be your own coach, you can start to try to do that. Start to try to problem solve on your own. That's what I did, and I'm pretty good at it. And if at any point in time you feel like, similar to our interview today, that you don't feel like you're stuck, you're frustrated, it's not working for you problem solving your own situation, you can come get coaching with me, get coaching with the parents, get MU and personal coaching. There's so many different ways to get help. The people who have the maximum amount of results are usually those that are in personal coaching or manifestation university or both. So that is my tip and piece of advice for you. And yeah, I just hope you guys have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. And I hope to see you guys soon, very, very soon, with more success stories.